Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here today. We just finished an event here at the Peninsula in New York for Global Travel Collection. And I'm here with Angie Lycia, who's the president of Global Travel Collection, which I'll abbreviate to GTC. Much easier that way. And we're going to talk about what's going on with this group today. They're overseen by Internova. But we're going to talk about what's happening with the group and how it's growing and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Angie, first of all, we've talked before about the Global Travel Collection, but this is kind of a special event where you're kind of putting GTC out there as a brand. For one of the first times, and I've seen that the trend has been over the last few months where you've been putting a lot of news out about GTC as a brand. But let's talk about that. What is GTC today, and talk about the brands within it?
Global Travel Collection is comprised of our bespoke corporate, luxury, and production and entertainment brands. There's a number of brands that sit under Global Travel Collection, starting with Pro Travel International, Zell Travel, both US and UK, Colette's Travel in the UK. We have Andrew Harper, we have R. Caruso and Son, we have Zell West, and we have All Star.
Yeah, so this is a lot of brands underneath the GTC umbrella now. So how many total travel advisors under the whole umbrella?
So we have around 1,000 advisors today, and then some of those advisors have subcontractors or they have independent contractor assistants, but actual contracted advisors is right around 1,000.
Now, how do you differentiate among the brands? How do you tell people what brand to use within the GTC label?
That's the beauty of our world. We don't tell anybody what brand to use. So they're able to brand as their own company, like we heard earlier, the Travel Siblings, brand as the Travel Siblings. The cultures are really communities that people want to connect with, but we don't dictate anything. What we do represent in the marketplace is Global Travel Collection. And all those brands sit underneath. Why that's important is because our ability to leverage as one Global Travel Collection as opposed to 8 different brands.
Okay, so that will be, so now this event was really to get that Global Travel Collection brand out there. Is that what you're really trying to do, to get that to be consumer facing?
Actually, this event was more an investment in our advisors in the industry. Okay. What we want consumers to understand is that travel advisors are alive and well. They're experts in their domain. They know the answers to the questions the traveler has not yet asked. So while GTC was front and center throughout the event, it was really about the investment in the industry to push people to say, you should be using a travel advisor.
Right. So GTC, we're getting the brand out. You did have a lot of consumer reporters in here as well, so you're obviously trying to get them interested in GTC. And of course, all of your agencies are actually also members of Virtuoso, the consortium, right?
They are, correct.
Yeah. Now, is there any thought that you may not need Virtuoso at some point, or right now you're still with Virtuoso, right?
We're 100% with Virtuoso. We've had many conversations with Matthew and Brad. We've explained to them what we're doing, and we're trying to create differentiation for our advisors. We appreciate their product, we find value in their product, but we also want our advisors to have something different than thousands of other advisors. And so that's the point of partnering with Virtuoso, but also creating our own exclusive product so our advisors have something to sell to their consumers others don't have access to.
No, that makes sense, and we're going to talk about some of those resources you're going to have as well. Now, what percentage of the luxury market do you think GTC has right now out there?
You know what? I think it's kind of a takeaway bag. You don't really know because you don't truly know what the consumer market is. We're 1.44 billion. 1.44 billion in sales, okay. And that includes tour, cruise, vacation packages, corporate travel, production, and entertainment.
Yeah, so it's a pretty substantial amount, and absolutely. Now, one of the things you mentioned at this event is that you have a new pilot show on NBC that's coming up in May. Tell us a little bit about that and why you went ahead with this and what it's going to do, you hope.
Yeah, it goes back to, again, the whole theory of us investing in this industry. And we started having conversations with NBC on different things, and they became more and more interested in this travel agent environment and how our advisors deal with the craziest situations but always seem to come through shining for the consumer. And so they did this pilot based on...
What's the name of the pilot?
So it isn't named yet.
It isn't named yet.
It isn't named yet. It'll be on a first look, so the NBC program, it'll be part of that. If the population and the consumer likes it, then we'll move to additional pilot 4 or 5 episodes from there.
So the idea is this could be a regular show, right?
Yeah, and again, it's about bringing awareness to the industry, and that these advisors have invested years and years and years of their life knowing these products around the world. They know who to talk to, when to talk to them, and making sure that the consuming population understands that. I've had people say, "Oh, travel agents still exist?" I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's the old question we have, especially we have to deal with, and yeah, of course they do, and especially in the high end, it's very useful. And now let's talk a little bit about overall business for 2023. I hear what you said here is starting out real strong, right?
Very strong, yes. From our targeted revenue for what we were projecting for the year, we're on target for revenue and sales. It is very, very strong. I hear every day our advisors say, I have more business than I've ever thought I would have. Like, I have to say no to people because I don't have enough bandwidth. So it's starting out very, very strong.
No, it's everybody says 23, then of course 24 could be even better. We'll
Yeah.
see. So we have a strong business here with, and then you've done a lot of other things to kind of give yourself some resources. One of the other things you've done recently is launch a magazine,
Yes.
which is actually behind us. Ultra. What is this magazine? What's the frequency and who's it for?
So it'll start, we'll do a quarterly magazine, and we actually think of it more as a coffee tale book, or it's not really, like we would say, it's not an issue, a magazine issue, right?
Magazine in that sense, yeah.
Right. So it's really focused on high end. It's a gift from us to our advisors, to their consumers, so they're not paying for it. And it's really featuring our top partners, featuring destinations, partnering with, different tourism boards to say where can we add some value in helping push people to other markets that maybe are not experiencing as much growth as others. It will be beautiful. The actual product itself, the paper, everything that they've done about it is the top. And it's just going to be beautiful.
And what's the frequency?
It'll be once a quarter to start.
Once a quarter to start. And you're giving that magazine to each of your advisors so that they can give it to their clients, right?
That is correct.
No, that's great. And I know everybody has magazines, so hopefully yours is going to be a little different. I know the people working on it, and Elaine Srinka, who's wonderful and is going to really do a great job for you, already has. And when are we going to see this magazine?
It'll be out in April. What we're hoping is that we create this magazine at a level that people would be willing to pay $8, $10, $12 on the newsstand for it. So that's the quality we're shooting for.
But if you're a client of a GTC advisor, you pay nothing, right?
Yeah, we're starting with 100 consumers that we're sending it to that are customers of our advisors. We've vetted the list with our advisors, so it's very targeted, and hopefully it's a wild hit, and next time we're talking, I'm saying it's 500.
There you go. So you're a big publisher now. Now, you also launched a revamped website, and I remember when there was a time when you had the name, and I said, "What's the website?" You didn't even have the website, and now you do. I mean, when we first talked, there wasn't a website, but you've really totally revamped your website and made it pretty useful, right?
That is correct. Yes. So globaltravelcollection.com. And it's really taking all of the brands, information, the cultures, creating it into one environment, featuring the advisors up front from a human perspective and what they can do. Consumers can go online and find an advisor that specializes in the area they're going to. Maybe they want somebody in their local area. They'll be able to find them through the website. We'll be featuring inspirational stories, content. So it's very exciting.
No, it looks. I remember it was not, as I mentioned not too long ago, that you had a placeholder there, but
it's only a quarter old.
Well, it's wonderful. I did go there recently. So now I'm saving the big question for last, because you did also recently launch what you're calling the Path Forward for Global Travel Collection. First, tell me, what is the Path Forward?
So there's so many different tentacles to the path forward, but basically it's really a concept of moving this independent contractor space into a proactive versus reactive environment. So a lot of times this independent contractor space tends to be come to us when you need us. Right. What we want to do is invest up front in those advisors and say, what are you trying to do with your business? What are you trying to accomplish? And then we'll be helping build business plans to help them achieve.
For each of the advisors, right?
Yes. Now there might be some advisors that say, stay away, I don't want you to touch my business, and that's fine. Right. We'll create smaller portfolios. This will be based on an account management principle.
Yeah, I was going to say account management principle, but right. that's pretty interesting about how you're going to go about this. So this is sort of a revolutionary way to do this.
Yeah, I think it is, yes.
So you got the path forward, you got the website, you got the magazine. You even have an event coming up you'll have in the fall that's going to gather all like your top advisors, right?
That is correct. So in October, we'll have our Elevate conference. We're calling it We Are GTC because it'll be encompass all of our brands. All of our brands will be present and bringing together the best 400 advisors, 300 of our best partners to break bread, have community, strategize. We'll have some fun. We'll get educated.
You know where you're going to be yet?
Yes, we do. I don't know if the contract's actually signed.
Okay, well, I'll wait till the hold back. We'll see what happens. It'll probably be a nice place, so don't worry about it.
It will be.
So you got that coming up. And so where do you go from here? You got a website. You got a magazine. You got a new strategy. You're kind of an overarching brand. Where do you go with Global Travel Collection from here?
Everywhere up.
Okay.
The fact is, I mentioned this earlier, my entire goal is to create an environment for our employees and our advisors that it's the place to be. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants in, nobody wants out. Okay. And so while we have all these plans, we have to execute. Right, and actually go live with
That's a challenge. You got all the great things going, and you got to make sure it works, right?
So that's our focus now. Now that the vision and the strategy, we have a 7-year plan. Now that is set, now it's getting to the execution and actually making it come to life.
Well, that's great, and good luck with all of that. I'm going to be looking forward to it. Hopefully, you'll invite me to the conference. I think you sort of did an invitation to everybody here, and I'm very curious. I was number one. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, is there anything else you want to say to our 113,000 travel advisors out there in the market about Global Travel Collection, about all the things you're doing? Yeah,
I believe that our employees are the best in the industry. They live and breathe travel and our travel advisors every day. Do we get it right every time? No. Are we perfect? No. But we care a lot and we work really, really hard. I think to all of the travel advisors out there, having been in this industry for 34 years, I just say thank you because, it's an industry I'm passionate about. I want to make sure it survives me, and the work that they're doing will ensure that there's a generation that comes behind us who will be doing what we do, maybe in a different way, but doing what we do.
And so people won't have to ask, I didn't even know there were travel advisors anymore. Right?
Hopefully we can, that's a personal goal of mine. I want to get rid of that sort of mentality and people understand the value that these advisors, all the advisors, not just mine, what they do.
Well, thank you. We're putting up with. They're cleaning up the tables here at the hotel, and we got a lot of noise going on. But hopefully you heard all of that. And then if you want to go out and find more information, it is globaltravelcollection.com, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Very good. Well, Angie, I want to thank you for taking the time. It was a great event to kind of sort of put it all together. We've been getting a lot of press releases about the different parts, and here you've put it all together very nicely, and we're looking forward for even bigger and better things.
Great. Well, thank you for attending, and thanks for the opportunity to talk about our company.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.